Hello everyone and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. I'm yours truly sincerely tactical noob, I guess. What do we want to do today? We kind of want to explore this tavern, maybe talk to the cook, which should be missing as we know from Pasca. Let's see, yeah, there's nobody here. Maybe we can steal us a bit of stuff, sneak and take it. Just some ale and beer, okay. What is the quick comment for that? Okay, yeah, I've looked it up the last video, but a day has passed, I haven't played. Villager Alden server. Maybe he has something interesting to say. I just carry the dishes. You want to talk to Pascal at the counter there. Okay. I don't know who'd like some porridge in a tavern. I don't know. Villager Drunkard Selina Vertivo and Strom Brightblade. So a thing I know is those people which have a yellow name, they are, I think, Kickstarters, helper with the project, and they have paid for the game to actually come out. We can look at one at least. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. And yeah, it's a lot of text. I won't be reading this. I don't feel like it is necessary because it doesn't do anything for the game. So no worries about those guys. Yeah, let's see. Let's go upstairs. There's nothing else here I can steal? No, I can just take from there. Okay, good. What is here? Just a spell. You take the spell definitely. What's that? A book. Development of a Crucible Knight Part 2 Senior Ranks. Yeah, I don't care too much about that. Knight's Life, Path is Chosen, Preferred Discipline. Yeah, that's nothing for me. I will take it though. Gold is gold. Won't be reading too many books, maybe important ones or some books which give us hints about our current mission or the dungeon we're at. So nothing here. Caruser, did you hear about Aflot? Don't tell me the old man's sick. Oh man, and this takes too long. No, he rolled his plow on some big rock out in the middle of the field, of his field. Says he can't sleep now. Says he's hearing spirits. Hearing them pour into his cups, more like. Yeah, very funny, man. Okay, and those are 3 of those guys. 3 of those helpers with the game, yeah. No worries about that. We can look at the names though. Deslok Najetep, Sila Amin, and who's that? Shakes Mulrian, right? Shane Shakes Mulrian, okay. What's over here? It's a dude, in-guest. Please leave me be. I'm full to sickness with what I have seen of this place and its people. Yes, okay. Just chill. I won't be taking your stuff. Not now, at least. Can take some stuff from here, though.
I feel about this.
Lockpicks. It needs a lockpick, huh? Okay, sure.
There you go.
I wanna see what's inside. Just some basic stuff, but that's a hat, a duelist hat. Wanna equip it, maybe? Let's see, duelist hat. Yeah, Alof, you can have it. Don't need your stinky hood. Actually, you kinda look good without anything. This just takes away all of your hair. Like, he stuck it up in there, I guess. Oh well, it looks cool from above, so let's keep it. Nothing else there, good. So, look at that, a doggo. Black Hound. These bones are covered in tiny bite marks. Black Hound is the name of this whole thing. This hound stares intensely at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines in a low note, tail wagging slightly. Pet the dog. The dog's tail thumps happily against the floorboards. And yeah, we can actually just take the dog. I could use a good dog. Here, girl. The dog's ears perk up. It trots over to you and barks happily. You've gained an item. That's not an item, I'd say. It's a living creature. Look at this dude. He looks so cute. The small dog has a glossy black coat and an affable disposition. She trots along at your heels, gazing up devotedly whenever you come to a stop. Yeah, that's a good dog. Good girl. You can't equip it, but I can, right? Yeah, over here. And we have this pig. We can equip it too. Giant miniature space piglet, yes. This tiny titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return, save companionship. Compare. Yeah, they don't do anything, they're just nice to have. I kind of prefer the dog over the pig. Don't know, feels like something nice. So we can go here too. Okay, let's see. I've received? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, it's just a different exit, an alternative one. Villagers, a lot of them. Okay. No worries. And then I told her that's not the pistol. Yeah, very funny, man. Who are those guys? Villagers? Okay. No worries. About those guys. So, and I don't know when he joins the party. Will he join now? Welcome to our lovely village. No, he doesn't. Okay. I kind of remember to talk to these people. The dead, Animancer, I think she's called. Not too sure. Maybe I'm getting confused a little bit. I'm very sorry if I do. Let's take this quickly. Bear of Spell. Where else can we go? So we've been to the tavern. There's a road south, a smithery, Ingrid's house, Ofra's house, a windmill, and the road to the east. And there's the road to the north. Okay. I'd say we go to this house first. Quick mode, please. Let's run for it. Okay, let's see. Those loading screens, man. Ofra. Okay. What's that? That's a cat. Okay, just a cat. A dear wooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Hail and well met.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I just arrived at Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Redeemers by any chance? I was. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Ofra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kalisha was always so certain she could take on any danger. Ofra sniffs. Oh, that's the sister, I believe. Kalisha's sister. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her. She might still be alive somewhere. Ofra's face crumples and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Can we, make her feel better somehow? Alicia mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Ofra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Ofra wipes her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kalicha as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It happened to so many mothers, and Lord Redrick, he's exiled all of them, calling it's a sign of the gods' disfavor. She sniffs. With my Heathford gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Kalisha could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent the child being hollowborn, but she moved south to Anslock's compass 2 seasons ago. The journey is too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Kalisha gone. More tears round down her face. Yeah. Please, can you help me? Kind wayfarers. And the Tech Knights is prohibited, so we can't use that. We are not that greedy. Like, it's her child. We should have some respect for that. I'll find Ranga for you. You will? Oh, God bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure. But I shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. It shouldn't be. Okay. You have earned your reputation. Okay. Don't care about it too much right now. You have gained 20 copper. Anslock's compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You will have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You will be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears.
Yes?
Well, that's a quest, I believe. We won't be stealing from this woman. I won't even look at this stuff. I will look at the table, though. This worn dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Calglass Sea. There is an etched illustration of a vast-finned leviathan. Okay. Leviathans are some sort of water dragons, I believe. I'm not too sure about this mythology. Okay. It's like kinda quiet. Why is there no music playing? Oh, okay, thank you. You just need to ask for something sometimes. Let's go to Ingrid's house real quick. Sorry for sniffing. I'm kinda sick right now. Let's see in this house. Let's look at this house. I don't know. Okay, Naunton, let's talk. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Gods keep you.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Naunton? Naunton coughs. Yes, I think we met in Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? You two are in good spirits for people who just lost a friend. That's unkind of you to say. It kinda is. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It's cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband, that I'm glad to be free of it. Is there anything you can tell me about Gilded Vale? Ingrid smiles wryly. Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine. But the rot goes deeper. If you are looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves, Naunton adds. Sure. Okay. That's the quest around the bear, I guess. Let's see about that. What are my main objectives, though? I haven't looked them up. Visions and whispers. Seek for help in your condition. The magistrate advised me to get some rest while... and we need to rest. Alright, that's the one thing I didn't do. Kind of forgot about that, I'm very sorry. Let's take a rest real quick. I'll take a sip from my bottle in a moment. Yes. Let's head for the tavern and take a small rest. We'll take the cheap one, like, it doesn't matter how we rest.
How do you do?
Hello again. Anything I can do for you? We still have rooms open and it's never too early for a drink. Yes. Please sit where you like. Yeah, I'd like a room, please. Of course. And the common room, it's free. Let's do this. Tasty. Actually, that was a pretty cozy animation While sipping this drink, I felt like I was in a room with an open campfire. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, whoa, scary picture. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more. If only to confirm she's truly dead. That was a bad dream. Didn't feel too good, I believe. Okay, let's head out of the building. And now we'll see. So, she said, "Watcher." We'll find more about. We'll find more about that. We'll find out more about that. That's the way you say it. Okay. And we're going to the tree. And look, she's pulsing a little bit. Walk. Yeah, talk to her. The squat, distant body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tuck of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forwards rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. Ooh. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman, and, when you open them again, she's staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
So, I'm kind of role-playing, so, I'd wonder too, so we'll ask, am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I, wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
I think I survived the bivouac. Do you know why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing.
She's kinda speaking in riddles.
Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
I need to understand something that's happened to me. Wait a second. Yeah, just let's say that. I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there?
She nods, and this is like the spice in this game, I believe. So we are a watcher, yes, and we can talk to the dead. Yeah, that's the thing, and it's interesting, rather interesting, I'd say.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
Yeah, I took her the words out of her mouth. I already said we were a watcher, and that's what she said too. So, what's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how.
So everybody saw these souls, I believe? Okay. And now just some people can see them.
A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success.
Oh no.
A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
She clicks her tongue. What do you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Meerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
What happened to you? She laughs, a rasping chocolate cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. That's a weird sight to see. Seeing your blank expressions, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer.
Yeah. Kinda like her. She's kinda nice.
Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
Tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
That's like a really bad trait. Like, you know you will die if something goes wrong, but you don't see anything wrong with this woman, so it's kind of a bad feeling, I guess. So what's an animancer?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations. Miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
I had other questions. Well, we didn't, but...
Of course, dear.
Farewell.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldera closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the news, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Tektok was granted Crucible of the Soul. What is that? We gained good XP, man. Great. Alof looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. I'm a watcher, so yeah, I want my companions to know what I am. Why not? His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that is interesting. He gives you a sly grin. And I expect this has something to do with the hooded figures in the ruins, huh? In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we are traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know anything about watches? Only that they're rare and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. He coughs. As you just demonstrated, let's continue on. Okay.
17 and a half.
17 and a half. The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, winds its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with straw-colored hair. Well, we got to the we've already read this.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Adolf frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
He's like the coolest guy in the whole game. I don't know. I like him a lot. What was that about the dwarf?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arched, his smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
So he will join me, so I'll tell him I'm a watcher. I'm honest, I guess. Do you know what a watcher is?
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
Yes, so he gives us this hint that we shouldn't tell anyone going around, yeah, I'm a watcher, look at me, I'm so cool. We should just keep our instincts inside of us, let's say it like this.
Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
You think you're going to be hanged? None taken. Yeah, let's say none taken. Good. They don't mean it personal when they hang folks here. I have to remind myself.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Redrick sent man down here the other day. Said they had it on good authorities someone in town was working with Kolsk. Plotting Redrick's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later. If not for plotting against Redrick, then for protecting me. Let's ask about the war. Saints War. Only one in my lifetime. Fella decides he's the living incarnation of Eothas. Overthrows Redceres, okay. Marches on Durwood. So we gave him a Durwooden hello. Who is Eothas? God of rebirth and redemption, formerly anyhow. Maybe they call him something different where you're from. What's a Durwooden hello?
We blew him up.
Okay, he smiles at this, but it's the smile of one recounting a joke for effect rather than enjoyment. Other questions? I got time. What does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back.
And everyone has kind of a sad story. Adolf is kind of a funny guy, but his story isn't... Well, it's kinda sad. Okay.
After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me.
Cool dude.
Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Like I guess he has a good heart, really, but he's kind of a cold dude. Like, sees that's no longer a concern. There's not no emotion in this sentence whatsoever. Like, the headman, did he mean a lot to him? Didn't he? We will never know, I guess. Aeluf glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. Who's Kolsk? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now. Probably will be till they catch him. If you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives a half smile. Drinking, mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured out where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwen's legacy started with Waidwen. We could travel together. Where are you headed? Some place called Caed Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
I remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
I'm sorry for that. Jeez, this nose is like really annoying. Me, especially.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger. And a strange one at that. But truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
Alright. Sorry. Let's continue. There's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
Alright then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing. Long as you're not the one picking the sights.
I'm really sorry, I kind of bite my beard sometimes, and man, I got a hair stuck somewhere in my throat. I got it out. I'm very happy. Let's get going. Okay.
Here.
Hey there, my
You're
friends.
not expecting much.
You'll stay at the front, and we've got another level up. Very good. So we have 6 more points. Survival. Yes, I really want that accuracy bonus against the creature type. Mechanics, I don't care too much right now. Lore is the one I'm going for. Yep. Survival and lore, that's our thing. So, we've got a power, another one, a level 2 power. So, let's look through some of them, definitely. Bounces physic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby enemy, causing pierce damage and violently pushing them backward. 20 focus, it's like an ultimate attack. 5 meters plus 3 meter jump. I don't get it. Bounces physic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby. So I can use it basically on a tank. It bounces and it causes piercing damage and violently pushes the target backwards. It's good damage, don't get me wrong, but I don't really want that. Mental bind, I can take 2, cool. Mental binding. Ciphers can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul focus effects. These wait, I want to know about this. Okay. Overwhelms target's mental ability to communicate with its own body, paralyzing it and causing its soul to emit a shockwave that can leave nearby enemies stuck. Ooh. Stuck characters are rooted, able to act, but unable to leave their current location. I don't think it's too useful, really. Mind Blades co-opts the target's essence, generating a slashing blade of force that attacks them before leaping to up to 5 additional targets. 5 additional targets? That's very hefty AoE. So that sounds really good. And the damage is not the highest, but it hits 5 targets. So I'm very happy for this ability. Let me take a better position here. Good. Phantom foes. What does this do? Invades the minds. Sorry. Invades the minds of targets in the area of effect, causing them to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for the duration. So I can flank them just by casting invades the minds of targets in the area of effect, causing them to believe they are surrounded. Ah, okay, got it. Minus 10 to enemies needed to flank for 28 seconds. So it's basically a free flank. Is that any good? I think it's not too bad. So if we don't see anything better than this, we are taking, so definitely we are taking Mind Blades, Phantom Foes, we kind of chill on that. We might take it. Psycho-Vampiric Shield. The Cypher uses the target's strength of mind against it, stealing a portion of its resolve in order to be better. I don't need that. Recall Agony. Causes target to relieve the psychic trauma of an injury moments after receiving it, experiencing damage all over again. 30% of all damage reapplied. Okay, that could be really good actually. Like if he takes a big hit of all damage reapplied. Oh, well, that's kind of really good. I kind of like Phantom Foes. Really, I do, but guess we are passing up on that right now. We don't have any other way of making the enemy flanked, which is kind of sad, I believe. Maybe we can take it later, right? So let's take Might Blades and Recall Agony. Yep. And happy for that. Good. Let's see what Aleph has to offer. So, yeah, you are very good in lore. Very, very good in lore. But I kinda want to go for that too. Yeah, like 3 points in survival. Maybe we... stealth, you don't use stealth. Athletics, yeah, that's Idare's part, I believe. Mechanics, we... that could be good. 1 traps, pick difficulty 1 logs, and +3. I don't know. You don't need it, you don't. Let's go for survival, definitely. Alright, that's a lot of stuff, man. Can we take... yeah, we can take a level 1 ability. And I've always seen people taking Chill Fog. Calls a blindingly white icy fog into existence, inflicting blindness and freeze damage over time to any in the area of effect. It's pretty damn good. Like, really, really good. And I will take it, because blinded is very important. We have a blind, we do. But this is like an AoE blind, so I guess we take it. And Fleet Feet is something else. 3 move speed, 20 defense. When disengaging, if he gets into close combat, it could prove very useful. What's that? Average aim, 15 accuracy for 13 seconds. Yeah, no need. Let's so we take Chill Fog, but we take something else too. I'm not too sure. Do we want to go for some crowd control? Like, maybe in that Chill Fog is good enough right now for crowd control, definitely. And something else, necrotic lance. I don't know about that. It's just single target damage. I don't feel like a mage should waste his points on single targets. We should go for a lot more foes with this dude. Bewildering. What sounds like Fetid Caress? What's that? Is it AoE? It's area effect target plus a radius. It paralyzes. What does this do? A paralyzed target can't take any action. Their dexterity is set to 0 and their reflex and deflection are reduced by 40. Oh my goodness. It's actually kind of good. Foes when liquid erupt from their skin, sickening those nearby. Ah. So they will get sickened, not paralyzed. A sickened character has all attributes reduced by 1, fortitude and will reduced by 10. That's not too great then. Corrosive Siphon. Eats away at the target's spirit, inflicting corrosive damage and converting that essence into endurance for the caster. So it's like a lifesteal ability? No need, really. Bulwark against the elements. Damage reduction. Like, it's a really good buff. 78 seconds, that's a lot. But do we really want that? Like a buff for you? Like, not really, man. Not really. Ray of Fire. It does burn damage. Burn damage to the target, anyone caught in the ray. Nah, not good. Rolling Flame creates a rebounding ball of fire. I can't really use it by the playstyle I'm going for. Oh damn, I don't like anything of this actually. Infuse with Vital Essence. Plus 50 health and endurance. Wow, that's a good spell for tanking measurements. Maybe we take it actually. I kinda... so this is a good one. This is a really good one. But let's look at level 1 spells. Do we have... Slicken is like really good. Because it makes the character prone. And dexterity is reduced by 2. Reflex and deflection reduced by 10. And that's kinda nice. Well, like, it doesn't sound that nice, but reducing by 10 is not too bad. Console Hordes, Spirit Shield, Thrust of Tattered Veils. Like, the level 1 spells aren't too great. Yeah, okay, let's go for the Infuse with Vital Essence. That sounds like a good spell to have right now. Yep, we are done. Oh, okay, can we have some gameplay for once?
Hey.
Not really, we have to kind of explore the city, the town.
I'm here.
Let's go here. Good.
Of course.
We have 12 points now, 12 focus points. That's kind of nice. Which level are you at there? 3rd level. Okay. I don't know what skills you have. You have good skills, I believe. I hope. I don't know. So, Ingrid's house. Yeah, that was the what should I call it? Wait, Nah, I forgot the English word for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. So let me bring my thoughts to an end. It's the word for wife which has lost her husband. Like it's on my tongue, but I can't really. Mistress is not the word for it. I don't know. I'll find out someday. We know there's more grain in here, Trumbull. I'm sorry for this interruption, really. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door, gets a shot between the eyes. Gods, hear me. Swainer, I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. But we'll be back, Trumbull. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Okay, against the grain. Alright.
Hey.
Let's see. Open the door. Oh, but we can go inside just like that. Okay. Happy for that. Oh, that's a lot of people. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn and his eyes wide. Behind him a younger man and a woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently into his grip. Get back if you value your life. Ah, we don't have enough resolve. Very sad. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates, then lowers the club at a fraction. Who are you? Is Swainer roping foreigners into his little crusade right now? What was all that ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Swainers whipped them up into a froth. Going on about the grain stores. Claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it all out of thin air. And I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hounds and the west side of town for ale, and Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town, the crops blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers? Trumbull gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay to top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not, he pauses. Look, Swaner's always been a rotten bastard, with stores so limited. Maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Ofra, for instance, she's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? Trumbull winces. I wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. Maybe I ought to go have a talk with Swainer then. The miller all but sags with a relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. Sorry. We'll be in your debt for it, if you can convince him. Okay. That's stealing. But I can steal it, nonetheless. Sneak. They see me, that's not cool. Here they won't see me at all. Turn yellow, yes, come on. Okay, let's look inside of here, real quick. That's grain. Take it, okay. Anything else in this room? No, nothing.
Hey.
Okay, then stop sneaking. Let's leave. I'm wondering where Swainer is. Well, I believe he's in the tavern, if he likes the ale. Let's see. So we've been here, we've been there. Here we haven't been. Temple of Eothas. We'll look at that a little later. It's like kind of a dungeon, I believe. I'm not sure. Alfred's house, we don't care. The Black Hound Inn, we don't care too much. Let's go to the Black Hammer Smithery. The last building on our checklist. Who's that? I think it's just a dude. Right? Let's see. Just to be sure. He's gone over there. I hope you can see it. I hope my cam is not too big. It shouldn't be, I believe. Villager. Okay, no worries. Let's go. A character can use quick items or switch between weapon sets during combat. I can't seem to read one. Okay. Who are these people? Guard, apprentice, commoner, and 2 characters put into the game. Well, they're basically the same for all of them. They have kind of a long story. Like, it doesn't affect the game at all, so I'm not reading it. An account of Tuanu's sales. The pages are nearly empty. Okay, Tuatanu. Okay. This Omoa man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. Okay, sorry. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face, coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Is this your shop? That it is. Been here near on 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years. Good luck and bad. Tuatanu glances at the guard standing watch along the wall. But the Black Hammer Smithery remains. What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be. But we've fine weapons and armor to offer yet. All I forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and haven't seen a sight of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. Or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves, maybe to make some coin. Tuatanu snorts. As if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situations in the village like this and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous swords. Okay, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Tuatanu scratches his jaw, thinking, If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon, or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace, Lord Redrick. Tuatano glances at the nearby guard, and that's as it should be. But it doesn't leave much for outsiders, we just don't have the iron. I'll find your supplies, Tuatano nods. Then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back and I'll have plenty more to offer to you. Jeez. A discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry it up, or they can take up farming instead. Alright, let's talk to him. So let's see what you have. So we have some special weapons, we just don't have quite the money for that. We can actually sell this stuff real quick. What's in my... is it the stash? Yes, it is. Maybe keep some stuff. Sell some of the duplicates. A rapier, we don't need a small shield. Maybe Adair still needs one. Trade? Good. There was some cash. What's that? Okay, we can reroll, retrain character. No worries. Stiletto, hold wall, Jana select... what? Lance, okay. No. Yeah, just some... oh, look at that. Some minor rings, a cape of withdrawal. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. Hey. Don't need anything right now. So, we'll talk to, I believe his name was Swainur. Swainur. Okay. Ah, look at that. Contribution of more than 77,000 fans. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people have spent some money on the game. At least some. Some might have spent more money. Some might have spent less.
Hey.
Where is Swainer? I believe he was here somewhere. Is that him? No? Let's just press tab. Yeah, there he is. Okay, let's talk to him. Hello.
Hello.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking, we're not here to chat with foreigners. Adolf narrows his eyes. Careful, looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. Let's hear his side of the story. Well, someone fancies himself a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town on account of he's got the mill to his name. The dwarf jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastards gets rich off their crops. Okay. That's what it's fucking about. Now shove off. Tremble says you've been threatening his family. Oh. I bet he has. All nobility, that's Trumbull. Two big, strong kids, purest soul in all of Gilded Vale. The dwarf sneers. Cowards sending out messengers to handle his business? Well, you can go and tell him we haven't had a solid meal in days on account of him, and we can't afford a good drink on account of him. But we won't be bullied by some foreigner on account of him. Well, he's saying that quite a lot. What does this mean? Swainer up out of his chair. Okay, if you want to fight with Trumbull, let's make it a fair one. Now let's make him happy. Swainer considers it briefly. He looks to the others. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be I'll feel up to trading words. Sure.
How do you do?
I've brought drinks. I've lost free beer. Hey, so you have. By the flames, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? Maybe you can tell me more about what's going on. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Offra pay half what we do. And the dwarf sighs. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him, but what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying, we are going to starve. And do you think Trumple's going to be sorry about it when we do? Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of other villagers for help. Swainer eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug, then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from the tree out there. He looks to his comrades. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Don't know what we'll do now, with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pascal needs a hand around the inn?
Hey.
Oh man. Kinda sad for that outcome. Let's do a quick save, definitely. I'm really sorry. This episode was maybe kind of too much story, too much trivia. Not enough fights at all. I kind of want to fight too, not gonna lie. But it's rather interesting. I kind of like the story thus far. The side quests are intriguing, to say the least. So, let's go back to the mill. It got pretty dark, pretty quick. Let's see. Smaller and faster weapons tend to have a lower interrupt rate. It just doesn't want to let me finish. I thought I got it this time for sure, but I didn't. Oh man, Trumbull, hello.
Greetings.
You're back. Have you had any luck with Swainer? I spoke to Swainer. Trumbull takes a deep breath. And what did he say? I've convinced him to leave your family in peace. What? Why? Really? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. Some XP, good. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls a coin purse from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation. And you can be sure I let everyone know that what you've done for me. Yeah, let's let him have it. Keep it. You're having a hard enough time. You're a generous soul, friend. And we'll have you to thank for making it through the coming year. Safe travels and may you find your favor with the gods. Thank you, man.
Hey.
Task completed. We didn't get anything for that. A rancid stench rises from this grain. It's mushy and mottled with green. Yeah. I'm happy for this outcome. Will we finish the episode already? It's like, it's 1 hour and 2 minutes recording. Yeah, it's probably enough. I don't want to annoy you any longer for this episode. And I will say a great thank you to everybody who has been watching till this point. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful night, or a wonderful day. Depends on when you watch this video. Yeah. Good night. Bye bye.